Hello, everyone. This is Doug, famous CFP with Famous Financial, and we serve pharma, biotech, med device professionals across the nation. And what you see in front of you is, let's call it a mantra for the practice. This is based on years of casework and lots of communicating with clients and prospective clients over the years. And this whole idea or inadvertent mindset that is so prevalent, we would liken it to a portfolio is not a plan. In other words, portfolios are very important. In fact, we hope and trust that you have built over large 401ks, maybe you have IRAs, Roth IRAs, et cetera. These portfolios are very important, but if we're not careful, they could actually give us a false sense of security that we actually have a plan in place that's optimizing our assets, in other words, for the retirement plan. And some of this can be based on industry practices. There's an awful lot of financial advisors that we would categorize, because that's essentially what they're doing, as more or less portfolio managers. They're not planners. They're not really financial planners. They're portfolio managers. So some of that is just a natural offset of what is out there in the way of serving in the financial industry. So now, how do we know how to differentiate if we've really got a plan in place versus a portfolio? Well, what you see here are a bunch of risks that are agnostic. In other words, they're there in our presence, whether we like it or not. These are retirement planning risks. Of course, market risk, interest rate risk, inflation risk. Some of those are pretty familiar, even in the minds of those that are not, they wouldn't consider themselves very financial literate. They're in the news channels, right? I mean, they're very much replete out there for good reason. Now, sequence of returns risk, that's one that, hey, that's not in the common vernacular. Longevity risk, of course, is understood to some degree. But certainly all of these health, spending risks, things that could be associated in your future, tax or policy risk, how can we forget that? These are the risks that are really in the background, or quite frankly, in the forefront of retirement planning. And a plan is designed to address these risks in the most efficient and effective manner. Now, in blue, you'll notice we're being deliberately provocative here. A portfolio alone is inadequate to address these. And this is what we really want to make very profoundly, clear, in the sense that we believe in your best interest that a portfolio should give you confidence that you've built a large portfolio. If that's the case, great. We're applauding that. But that in itself is inadequate to address these risks. It's actually, quite insufficient. So it's important to understand that, because if you really want to optimize and do the most with these assets that you've acquired, it's get into that deeper understanding of what a plan can really offer. And here's what you can anticipate with a planning construct. This is in comparison, everyone, to having portfolio management, if you will, or you might even have an advisor, again, that's doing portfolio management. But this planning approach, when done effectively, can increase the probability of your accumulating wealth, increase efficiencies of your future retirement income plan, productivity of non-market assets, very important. These are very important things to really know that you've got the best in place for you moving forward. Increased tax efficiency. Most people want that for good reason. Protecting against life event exposure. You mean even later? Yeah, even later. And then optimizing legacy transfer. Talk about later. This is the end of life transfer of assets. All of these are enhanced when you have effective planning in play versus portfolio or portfolio management. So it's extremely important, and we are deliberately provocative again to encourage you to get a better understanding of the delta between maybe you already have portfolio management in play, but you're thinking, yeah, maybe it's right. I don't know if we have a real plan in place. So to help you with that, we will offer you a complimentary planning comparison. So take advantage of that. We're usually easy to get a hold of, and we'll be happy to serve in this way. And we've done many of these, and they're quite well received. So thank you for your time and interest in this specific area. And again, if we had to pick one mantra for the practice, it is this: a portfolio is not a plan. And we say that with your best in mind. Have a great day, and thank you for tuning in.